Okay, look, so I'm setting up a new social media advertising account for a local business, and I wanted to kind of show something that's making things a lot easier with this process, right? I know a lot of people are completely against AI, but there are times where it makes things a little bit easier, and it makes it to where you can kind of gather the information you need a lot quicker than you'd normally be able to. And I'll show you on the screen exactly what I'm talking about. But pretty much, I don't want to show the name of the restaurant only because there are confidentiality agreements and stuff like that. But if you take a look at what I'm looking at, all I did was I went in and I typed in a social media profile or overview for a restaurant in Wickenburg, Arizona. When I did this originally, I had the name of the restaurant in there, and it was a lot more detailed than this because it has the name, it knows like who their audience should be and stuff like that. But I mean, it literally breaks down. Should establish a social media presence that showcases both his culinary offerings, connection to this historic Wickenburg town. Profile should highlight the restaurant's atmosphere, menu specialties, and how it fits the local culture, appealing to both Wickenburg residents and visitors. When I did this with the company I'm actually setting this up for, it went in and talked about like ranching history and team roping and Western culture and stuff like that. But it'll actually break down for you the primary audience. Age range, 30 to 70 with local Wickenburg residents, tourists and day trippers from Phoenix, and that kind of that age range, winter visitors, and then highway travelers, because the corridor that we sit on, we get a lot of people coming through, just traveling through the area that need a place to stop and eat. The secondary audience, so like if you're creating a advertising program for someone or even for yourself, I would say probably 90% of what you're doing should be focused on this primary audience. And if you want to capture a little bit of this secondary audience as well, that it definitely makes sense to do that, like special occasion diners from surrounding communities, Western enthusiasts visiting for rodeos and events. With our area, that second line's a little bit more important because that's so much of what we get here. And then going down, it'll go into things like kind of what they're known for, and this is where you're gonna focus the profile that you build, or even the ads that you build and run for them can incorporate some of this stuff. Food photography. I'm big on the video side because videos seem to be converting a lot better than food. But this, photography, you could just interchange with videography. Well lit advertising in images of signature dishes, and this is going to be stuff that like people see it. Like you don't want to do necessarily like a special that they have one day a week. You want to do something that they always have. So people see it, they go there, and they want to try it, right? The atmosphere, kind of the that's a big thing with dining, and it's actually a big thing with a lot of businesses, but especially with restaurants, is kind of what the atmosphere is. Is it kind of more of a dive bar feel? Is it a taco place? Is it a high end restaurant? Things like that. So you want to showcase a good kind of a good overview of the feel of the restaurant. Staff and kitchen insights, introducing team members, chef specials, prep techniques. This is hard to do in an ad, just because you got to keep your ads really short to get attention. But you can do this and use it on their business page. A little bit longer videos and introducing different people, different parts of the business. Same thing with customer moments. You can do some B-roll where you're just capturing a little bit of this stuff going on, but you can also do testimonials, and testimonials are huge. It always seems better when someone else is telling you about a business instead of the business owner or employees telling you about it. Local Wickenburg content. time and place, but there's a reason that it's only 10% of the content mix. I would kind of gear this more towards things like special events that are going on, Gold Rush days, things like that. Um, Engagement tactics, weekly specials, announcements with compelling visuals that just kind of goes back to the video or pictures, however you're going to handle that side of things. Um, but this is just kind of a way to get the community kind of pulled into the business. Platform specific approach. This just kind of breaks down what you can do in different places. Instagram's more of pictures and videos, mostly videos, but I mean, you do see a lot of pictures on there, but I think videos resonate really well on Instagram. So doing some short little 10-second videos about things, put them on Instagram. Maybe hitting Facebook with something a little bit different for like a restaurant type business. Doing on Facebook, you know, I think for restaurants, even retail places, Facebook's a good place to build your community around your business. That's what Facebook is great at. Getting a lot of followers locally, getting a lot of likes, a lot of engagement. They've got some things set up to where when people interact with your post, you can go and invite them to follow or like your pages. So Facebook's great for that. Google Business Profile, this is going to vary depending on the type of business, if it's restaurants, if it's retail, stuff like that. But ultimately, this is a place where a lot of businesses are struggling. It seems like they're either one, they don't have a Google Business Profile, or two, they're not using this to a full extent. Like I was having a conversation today with someone, a great business, don't have a lot of reviews, and I'm like, just put a QR code at your front counter and ask people when they're checking out to scan that QR code and give you a review for Google. The more reviews you have, the more, especially well worded, 5-star, positive, good reviews, they end up ranking higher. The more interaction you get on Google My Business profiles, the higher you rank. So just getting that interaction for the community is huge for this. Regular updates to hours, special events, just kind of anything along those lines, anything that's relevant. Google My Business is more of like I don't necessarily want to call it real time, but more of like a way to keep people updated for when like they go in and they search for restaurants in the area. Then your Google My Business profile comes up. So you want to make sure that this is current to what's going on at the time with your business. If your hours have changed, things like that, you gotta keep that updated, or that can cause some frustrations with people. So I guess kind of the point of this was just to show that there's a lot of information, a lot of ideas that you can gather just by using AI for different things in media and marketing. And you always want to read through and make sure that what it says is legitimate and accurate. And of course, like what I like to do is I copy this into a Word document, and then I go in and erase what I don't like, and I make changes and add stuff in, and then I use this as a blueprint for creating a plan for for whatever business I'm working with. The other thing that you can do is once you have this all done and you're working on their marketing and advertising, you can use it to, like, let's say, how do I determine if my advertising is working for a restaurant in Wickenburg, Arizona? And then it'll kind of break down, right? Like the different things to look at specifically for this type of business, this area, this industry, and different tools that you can use for it. There's so much that you can use this for. It's almost like a cheat code for, I want to say getting started. It definitely will point you in the right direction, and then you can just adjust from there.